Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of XR Talk Show. And today we are going to do a emacs lisp live coding. So today is 2020, June 10th, Wednesday, 7 o'clock in the afternoon, San Francisco time. So I'm going to, am I alive? So I'm doing okay? Hi guys, say something in the comments, okay? So we are doing Emacs Lisp live coding. If you have any questions about Emacs or Emacs Lisp, ask me. Type it in the YouTube comment. I mean the live chat box. So Cortez, good morning Cortez. So what are we going to do today? Let me show you. Okay, so we are going to write a Emacs Lisp code. Okay, let's begin. Let's begin. Hold on a second. Good morning, Alan. So what are we going to do today? On first of all, on the right window, the pink window, you can see all my Emacs command as I work on my Emacs. So if you are not sure what I'm doing, you can always look at the command on the right window, and also the key. My keystroke will show up there. I'm using a Vora keyboard layout, and I'm also using Safari keys. So let's begin. So we are going to write a code. Let me show you what it is. Okay, so we are going to write a code that yeah. Why is my key not working? What's going on? Runs the command delete other window. Yes. Okay. So we have a text of this format, and we want to transform it to this format. Hey, good morning, Albert. So we have Professor Albert Kim here. Albert asked me about this question. So what are we going to do is that we have a text of this format, and we want to change it to this format. So let me tell you what exactly that means. Okay, so in this format, the first one, each line you can see sponsor organization, you know, blah blah blah. Then you see some of the lines contains a colon. Okay, let me show it. Okay, so actually start a new window. Okay, magnify, and let's call a command. Now this is a useful command, highlight line. Okay, highlight lines matching regular expression. So we're gonna do that with a colon, and what color do we want? Yellow is good. So you can see here some of the lines contains a colon that's colored yellow, and some of the lines does not. So basically, so for example, on the first line it says sponsor org, then ACCCE. So actually this line continues to the second line because the second line doesn't have a colon. So what we actually want to do is to make them into one line so that you can see the desired output where every line it has a colon. So for example, these two lines doesn't have a colon because they are actually part of this line, you know, top manager. So what we want is, you know, for example, let me show you. So what we want is, you know, top manager, you know, someone's name, department, you know, university they are associated with. So we are going to write an emacs lisp command that transforms this text block into the second one. So let's start. Okay, so let's go to, okay, let me start a emacs lisp window. Okay, magnify. So define function. Okay, define function. Define function, magnify. We want to, first of all, let's write the doc string. Okay, to write the doc string, let's copy that. we are going to say transform the current region by joining lines without a colon to the line above. Okay, that's essentially what it does. And for example, this text block will becomes this one. Okay, and that's our documentation. And let's say version today's date. Okay, so we are going to start that function, and the function name will be join lines. Let's say join lines. Okay, let's do it more traditionally. Join lines. Okay, my join lines region. By convention, if a command name ends in dash region, that means it works on the current region. Okay, so we are going to start to do that. How do we start? I don't know. Let's see. So we want a command that transform each line. So first of all, we want to know where the region begins. So region beginning, let's say begin end variables. So we have the let local variables, region begin and end. So if you guys have a question, just ask me. Okay, just type in the comment box. Am I still doing okay? Let's check. Yes. Okay. So region start end and begin end. Okay, so let's say begin, we want to set a variable. So set q begin will be region beginning. Okay, and set q end will be region end. Okay, so the begin and end variables are the region beginning and region end positions. In Emacs, every character has a position starting with 1. The first character in the buffer is 1. So now we got the region beginning and end. Now what we want to do is we want to narrow to region. Let's not do that. Let's I have to think. So anyway, we got the region beginning and region end. Now we want to convert the lines. So first, okay, so let's try it. Let's go to char. Go to char is a command that moves the character to a particular position. So go to char. So go to char begin. Go to the beginning position in the region. Then we want to check if the line contains the colon. Okay. Okay, so there are so many ways to do this. Since I'm going to do it live coding, I will try to just write a prototype first. Let's not worry about efficiency or the best way to do it. Yeah, let's just try to get it to work. Then we try to improve it. So okay, so actually I have to think about this. So colon line. So if the line contains the colon, you want to move to the end of line and join the line, then remove the dash space. Okay, so if the line contains colon, move to the end, join the next line, then remove the dash and space. That's it. That's our algorithm basically. So let's type it out. If the line contains if the line contains colon, okay, then go to the next line. Okay, here's what to do. If the line contains the colon, do nothing. Then just move on to the next line. Now if the line does not contain colon, you want to join it with the previous line. That's right, that's the algorithm. Okay, so let's write it out. If the line contains colon, move to next line. Okay, and now if the line, okay, if the line does not contain colon, join it with the previous line until we reach the end of the region. Okay, so yeah, so that's right. So let's do that. Okay, let's just do it this way. Are there better ways to do it? Possibly, but let's try to get this done in 30 minutes. Okay. So if the line contains colon, so first of all, we want to know does the current line contains the colon? We can do that by search forward regex. Actually, we don't want regular expression, we just want search forward. Okay, search forward is a command that will move your cursor to a particular position and return true if it's search successful, returns false if it doesn't contain that whatever you searched. So search forward for colon, optional bound. Yes, we want a bound. The bound will be end of line position, end of line position, end position. Okay, so we want the command to find the position of the end at the end of the line. So I forgot what the command that is. So let's look at our emacs tutorial. So you can find my tutorial on my blog. Just search for XR emacs, emacs lisp. Okay, so we want to, there is a page, basic functions, about working with lines. Okay, here. So line beginning position, line end position, that is what we want. So let's go back. So here we want line end position, line end position. That's right. And no error, true. We don't want it to stop and report the error if it's not found. And count, we don't care, nil. Okay, so that's what we want. Search forward. Now we need an if statement. So if, okay, if search forward that contains the line, then actually we don't want if, so we want while actually. So while search forward, okay, while search forward something, so if that line contains the colon, then move it to the next line. Okay, move the cursor to the next line. So forward line is what we want. Okay, forward line 1 to the next one. While, okay, so when doing live coding, there's always not as smooth. So let's think about the algorithm. So if the line contains the colon, move to the next line. If the line does not contain colon, join. Let's just write it out. Okay, so let's try it again. So if contains colon, then forward line. Okay, program forward line. Now if it does not contains the colon, then what we want to do is move the cursor to, if the line does not contain colon, we want to move the cursor to beginning of line. Okay, let's check if that's the command we want. Yeah, let me just code it. Beginning of line is an interactive. Okay, beginning of line, move point to the beginning of current line. Yeah, that's the one we want. Move the cursor to the beginning of line. So beginning of line, so if it does not contain colon, move to the beginning, then delete one character backward. So delete one character backward. What is the command name for that? That is, let's see, delete backward char. So, you know, if you are emacs lisp beginner, you can always look at my tutorial, because I have basics functions, you know, in these pages. So right now what I want to do is to delete the character to the left of the cursor. Okay, delete char is the one we want. So move to the beginning of line, delete char, delete to the left. That means join to the previous line, like that. So then we want to also delete to the right 2 characters. That is for deleting the beginning dash. Okay. So let's go back here. Let's look at our code. So if it contains colon, go to the next line. Now if it does not contain the colon, go to the beginning of the line, delete character to the left, then delete character to the right twice. Okay, that looks like what we want. Okay, and let's remove the while block. Okay, that should process one line, but okay, that's process one line. We need to make a loop. So let's do that. We need to make a loop doing these things. So while cursor position, the current cursor position is point. So while point is less or equals to while point is less than the end of region, okay, while point is less than end of region, we want to do this if block, right? Now looks like our code is in shape. Let's save it. Okay, let's save it. I forgot to show my command keys anyway. Looks like that's what we want. So copy the command name. Let's gonna try it. Okay, so here is the text we're gonna try. Save this text first. Okay, let's do the highlight again. Okay, so now we're gonna call our command. So meta x, so first of all we need to select it. Meta x, my join lines region. Okay, let's try it. Let's hope it works. Enter. Okay, join lines region, it is not a valid command name. Okay, we forgot to evaluate this code. So eval buffer. So now we have that. But before we run it, make sure we will not get into a infinite loop. Because sometimes when you code emacs Lisp, if you made a mistake with the while statement, you get into an infinite loop. And when you are in infinite loop, usually it's a problem. Sometimes you'll crash emacs. You can always press Control G to cancel it, but may not be responsive. Okay, so let's double check our code logic. So while point is less than let's forward chart. Okay, let's add one more line here. So forward chart means move cursor to the right. So we have, we are keep moving the cursor. Okay, eval buffer. Now we're gonna try it. First of all, select the region. Okay, call the command. And the command will be, what's the name? I forgot the name. So go back, my join lines region. Okay, select region, call it my join lines region. Enter. Symbols value as variable is void begin. Okay, so we forgot, we probably have some syntax errors here. Oh yeah, obviously, because the let, we have the let by itself. We want, instead we want this code block to be inside it. There it is. Okay, eval buffer. Now let's try it again. Select it, call my join lines region, enter. It worked. You see, they all become yellow. That means it worked. But however, there's something wrong. There's something wrong because let's undo. Okay, let's undo. There's something wrong because apparently it's trying to process the entire buffer. We only want it to process inside the region. I think that's that is the problem. So what we're gonna do is we're going to narrow to region. Okay, so begin end, then narrow to region. Now that narrow to region, what it means is that begin end. Okay, what it means is that it will narrow the buffer as if the buffer only contains the beginning and end two positions. It will ignore the rest of the buffer. But before we do narrow to, when we do narrow to region, let's do that. Okay, narrow to region. Let's just run the code. I'm gonna explain. Okay, so eval buffer. Okay, then go back here and let's do it again. Let's put it here, select it, call the command my join lines region. Success. Wait, this is wrong. Okay, now we narrowed to region. Now we want to widen because right now it's only showing part of the region. So now we need to check two lines every time. Why is that? We need to check two lines every time. Okay, so let's fix that. So let's call widen. Okay, so when you call narrow to region, let me show you. Okay, so when you call narrow to region, there is something you want to make sure when your command finished, it returns the full buffer, not just the region you narrowed to. So I have a tutorial here. I forgot where, but okay, let me do this fast. How long have I been talking? This is slower than expected. 26 minutes. Okay, we are actually spending a lot of time. It's faster if okay. So narrow to region. So okay, what is the save excursion? Okay, let me try to find the command to mark and region. Okay, there it is. What is region? Why is it always shrink? Highlight region, text region, create active region, go to region. Okay, I need to find narrow to region. So string functions buffer examples. Okay, so cursor text editing. There it is. Text editing. No. Delete text, insert text, string functions, buffer. Let's look at buffer. Switch buffer, create buffer, kill buffer. Okay, it's not here. Read write from file and directory path. Okay. And thank you, Cortez. So let's find mark and region, get buffer string. Okay, so let me think now to region. Where is it? Yeah, I don't know. Let's just search my emacs tutorial. Let me quickly find it. And let's get this done. So here is all occurrences of narrow to region in my tutorial. Change brackets. Lisp cursor position must be this page. Cursor position functions. Save cursor position. There it is. Okay, so it's here. So it's the first one, basic functions, cursor. At the bottom, you can see there's a narrow to region function. Now, when you call narrow to region, you will need this code. Let me explain, okay? Copy. And let's go back to our code. Close. Okay, so here we narrow to region, and we actually want here. We want to preserve users region. I mean, preserve users. You know, user may have called narrow to region before. So the command is save restriction. That's what we want. So copy that here. So put it here. So here, that's the code we want. Now, let's move our code into it. Okay, so now here is our current code. Hold on a second, let me show you. Here's our current code. We call save restriction. What that means is that you inside this code you can narrow to region however you want, but when the command finished, it will return to whatever user's narrow to region. So here save restriction, then we call narrow to region, then we go to the beginning of buffer. Okay, that's what we want. So evaluate eval buffer, and now let's try this command here again one more time. Select it, call it, my join lines region. Looks like it works. It looks like it works. Let's double check. So is it correct, Kim, Albert? So there is another command, save excursion, which we may not need it now, because what save excursion do is that if you write a emacs list command that moves cursor around, when the command is done, usually you want the cursor to be wherever user the cursor was before the user called your command, because otherwise your cursor, when user calls your command, when it's done, cursor becomes somewhere else, random. You don't want that. So when you want to preserve user's cursor position, then you want to call save excursion. But in our case, we can let's do that. Okay, let's add a save excursion. Usually it's so let's put it here. Okay, so save excursion, that's what we want. Okay, now let's put the whole code inside. Great. Now eval buffer. Now let's go back to our example. Let's go back to our example. Select it, call it my join lines region. Okay, it's done. Now there are a few more things we want to done. Okay, so let's check if our code is correct. Albert says check the line grant type, please. So let's search the line grant type. Oh yeah, so here is the, you see we are missing a space. Basically we are missing a space. So let's go back to our code. When we delete characters here, we need to add a space. So actually just just delete one character, not two, because we want to delete the beginning dash. Okay, now eval buffer, go back, select it, let's call our command again. Wait, grant type. Okay, so there is actually another mistake. Okay, so the grant type should not go up. So where did our code went wrong? Shit. Let's call it again. Let's call it. So the grant type shouldn't go up. This grant type line shouldn't be merged, but it did. Okay, so the reason is because okay, let's remove this forward char. Okay, let's just try it. Okay, go back here, let's try again, call our command. Okay, yeah, so I think I know what's the problem. So when we call the command, it actually kind of removed all end of lines. They become one single line. That's no good. So we have some logic error here. So the logic error is so if the line contains a colon, okay, I think I know what. If the line contains the colon, let's put the cursor to beginning of line. Okay, hold on a second. So beginning of line will move point to the beginning of line. Okay, eval buffer, let's try it again. Select it, call the command. No. So what's the problem? search forward. So if search forward contains a colon, and what's the documentation for search forward? So search string bound, so bound, no error. We don't want it to move the cursor, that's the thing. When we do this, when we call search forward, and when if search forward bound without, so Albert says the problem might be the delete char. Wait, let's see. So if it does not contain the colon, so if the line does not contain colon, move to the beginning of line. So beginning of the line, move point to the beginning of current line. Okay. So move to the beginning of line, then delete char seems right. Let's remove this for now. Okay, let's remove this eval buffer. Let's try it again. Let's see what is wrong. Okay, so let's not delete char. Let's see what happens. Let's, instead of delete, let's just insert some special character. Okay, let's insert a bullet there. Eval buffer. Let's go back, try it again, call the command. Now infinite loop, cancel. Infinite loop, it inserted millions of bullets. Okay, so the problem is somewhere here. Hold on a second. So wait, shit, this is not good. Grant type, what's going on? Okay, let's go back. Insert. Oh, I see. I think I know what you're saying. What's this wrong? Because if the line does not contain the colon, we did delete char to join to the up line, to the previous line, but we also need to move at the end. We need to move the cursor to the end of line. So okay, end of line. Yeah, because end of line, end of line, move point to end of current line. Okay, optional. Okay, let's just move end of line. Okay, eval buffer, go back, let's try again. Okay, actually this is not the character we began with, so let's, I mean, that's not the text we began with, so let's try it again. So now here is the text we began with. Okay, so eval buffer. Now let's try it. This time better works. Do it. Now remove the highlight. Okay, there's more problem. Now the first line worked obviously, but this line, how can you redo, undo? Oh, end of line, and also we need to forward char. Now I'm pretty sure this works. Eval buffer. Call the command join region. Yeah, I think that worked. Finally, right? Does it look right, Albert? So now this is done. I'm glad this is should be correct. Let's see how long we've been talking. Then we can add some niceties. So we've been talking for 42 minutes. So one thing annoying about this command is that every time we call this command, we need to, manually move the cursor to select this block. Now we can automate that. So we're gonna write code, and in fact today I just wrote a tutorial about how to do that. Okay, so perfect. So now it works. So you see, so now we have this piece of code that will automatically give us the beginning and end position of a text block. A text block is just like a paragraph. It's separated by empty lines. So this is, so if the code can automatically determine where to begin, where to end, it will be fantastic. So we're gonna add that code here. So we paste it here, so you can see here's a code. So basically it's just doing first of all let, then P1 and P2 are the beginning and end positions. That's a position we want to know where it begin and end. So in this code, what we are doing is we search for using a regular expression to search for empty lines or tabs or sequence of tabs or sequence of space. Essentially, we want to look for 2 empty lines. So if it's found, then we basically set the beginning position. And in the same way, we want to search one more time for the end. So basically, the code in the end will just tell us, return this vector. So that is good. So we can just actually copy this part here. So we're gonna copy it, okay, and we don't need this anymore. So we're gonna change. So here we have set begin, set end. Now we're gonna just not region beginning. We're gonna so comment that out, and here we are setting P1 and P2. P1 should be begin. Okay, let's change it, and P2 should be end. Name change of the variable. Okay, now format it nicely. So here is our new code. This should work. Evaluate it, go back to our buffer, undo, so it's original text. So now we can put the cursor anywhere inside this text block, then just call the command without having to select it manually. So call it, it works. Great. So now I think we finished today's primary goal of coding this. So anyone's got questions? Does this make sense? Any questions? How does it look, Albert? So it's good. Wait, there is some error. Look at this end date. Hold on a second. Let's try it again. How do you format elisp code? Which package? Okay, so that's easy to answer. So I'm using XA elisp mod. So I'm using XA elisp mod. You can just look up. It's on Mailpass, so you can install it and use it. So to reformat code, all you have to do is put cursor somewhere in front of a word or in front of a paren. For example, let's screw this up. Okay, so put a cursor somewhere before the character, then press tab. It'll format the entire Lisp code. But however, I think we got a problem. This is actually not correct. Let's call it again. Let's call it. Okay, yeah, there's some error. You see, the start date line and end date line, they should not be connected. But however, they become one line. Try it again. Okay, so we need to, yeah, so this is actually not done. so let's insert a bullet here so that we can see where we went wrong. Eval buffer, call the command. Okay, so it inserted a bullet here. Why does it insert a bullet there? Start date, end date. Okay, I think I know what's going on, because we need an extra line at the bottom, something like that. Let's just try it. Okay, yeah, let's try it. So narrow to region, then go to char. Then what we're gonna do is go to char and go to char and then insert a new line. We need a backward slash. Now where is my backward slash key? Okay, so we go to the end of the region, then we insert a new line, then we go to the beginning. Maybe that'll fix it. Evaluate it, go back to the code here, call the command. Yes, that fixed it. So okay, so yeah, so that fixed it. We don't need, okay. So anything else that should be try to delete estimated and try again. So I think that's it, right? The reason it's not working because we are, the end of buffer. So our region is this region, and we have some logic issues, the special case, because at the end you can no longer move forward. That's why it has problems. Okay, anything else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Any questions about Emacs? Now, if you like my tutorial, you can buy my Emacs Lisp tutorial. That'll be good. Support me. Otherwise, I think that's it. So today's Emacs Lisp. Okay, so originally, actually, so let's chat for 3 minutes or so. Actually, I have some other things to do for myself. You see, I put in my emacs blog. Sometimes I have some to do that I need to do for myself. So to do, write command to convert PNG to JPEG while you are in a HTML file. So I need to do that. But we already talked for 45 minutes, so I think. So that'll be it for today. So let's do next one next time. Uh, close that. So I'm going to send you the code, Albert. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day and take care. There's well, yeah, there's coronavirus, and take care, guys. Bye.